It's fast time! What's that you say? It's fast time! I'm Sarah Fontana. My grandkids call me Sasa, so you can call me Sasa if you want. And I'm here for story time. So I'm gonna read you a story, but first, I think everybody needs a hat. Go grab a hat. I got mine. Go grab a hat and get ready for story time.
Hi, my name is Chris, and this is my daughter,
Kyla.
and this is my son.
Some people call me Joey, but my real name is Joseph.
And what book are we going to read?
Joseph and His Coat of Many Colors. Written by Sasha Morton. Illustrated by Cherie Zamazing.
And the reason we picked this story is that this is a story special to our family. My wife and I love this story so much, it was one of the reasons why we named our son Joseph. It's a great story about forgiveness and that God has a plan.
Joseph and His Coat of Many Colors. In the town of Canaan, there lived a man named Jacob who had 12 sons. He loved all of them, but the 11th son, Joseph, was his favorite. Joseph had dreams that he would share with his family. Sometimes these dreams made his brothers angry, because in them Joseph seemed to rule over everyone else. Joseph's brothers were also very jealous because he had been given a beautiful coat by their father. One day, when the brothers were tending their sheep, they saw Joseph walking towards them wearing his colorful coat. In anger, the cruel brothers ripped Joseph's coat from him and threw him into an old, dry well. But they were undecided what to do with their prisoner. "We must not kill him," said one of the brothers. Then he saw some men approaching with heavily laden camels. "But perhaps we could sell him to these traders?" So Joseph was dragged from the well and taken to Egypt. To explain his disappearance, the brothers smeared Joseph's coat with goat's blood and took it back to their father. The brothers told Jacob that Joseph was killed by a wild animal. Jacob believed them. He was devastated to have lost his favorite child. Little did Jacob know his son had been sold as a slave. Fortunately for Joseph, his new master was a fair man. Soon he came to trust hard-working Joseph to run his household. Time passed, and Joseph was tricked by a wicked woman and sent to prison. But God continued to help Joseph explain people's dreams. Word of this gift from God spread to the Pharaoh. Troubled by dreams of his own, the Pharaoh sent for Joseph. "In my dreams, I see 7 thin cows eat 7 fat cows," explained the Pharaoh to Joseph. "Then I see 7 ripe ears of corn being swallowed by 7 broken ears of corn. What can this mean?" Joseph thought the dream was sent by God and told the Pharaoh, 7 years of plenty are coming, but they will be followed by 7 years of famine. God wants you to prepare Egypt for what lies ahead. Joseph continued, "You should store your food in 7 good years. This food will feed your people during the 7 years of famine." The Pharaoh was so grateful for Joseph's advice that he made him the governor of Egypt. It was Joseph's job to travel throughout the land, helping people get ready for the famine. Once more, Joseph served his master well. He was the second most important man in Egypt and became rich during those 7 years of hard work. And after those 7 good years, just as the dream predicted, the famine began. Thanks to Joseph's planning and storing, no one in Egypt went hungry. But in Canaan, after 2 years, there was nothing left to eat and no crops would grow in the parched soil. Joseph's brothers had no choice but to travel to Egypt to buy grain and make bread for their starving family. As the person in charge of selling grain to anyone who came to Egypt in need of food, Joseph watched his brothers bow before him. Not one of them recognized the brother they had sold into slavery. Joseph said nothing, but sold them the grain they had come for. He knew that the famine would continue and that they would return. When Jacob sent his sons to Egypt the next time, Joseph stood before them and said, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" All of the brothers were amazed to see Joseph was still alive. They wept and said sorry for what they had done to him. With a glad heart, Joseph forgave them. "What happened to me was all part of God's plan to save many lives," he explained. "There are 5 more years of famine to come, but I have stored enough food for everyone. Do not blame yourselves for what you did." The Pharaoh was so grateful to Joseph for keeping his people safe from hunger. He told him his family could come and live in Egypt too. Joseph proudly sent his brothers home to Canaan to bring back their father and their families. It was only when Jacob saw Joseph with his own eyes that he realized his dream had come true. His son was alive. "Now I can die in peace," wept Jacob as he hugged his long-lost son, and they lived happy lives as a family once more.
All right, Joseph, what was your favorite part of the story?
My favorite part was that the dream, because in stuff were eating each other, and I think it's kind of cool. That's my favorite part.
Okay, so your favorite part is in the dream when stuff was eating each other. That was your favorite part.
Yeah.
Okay. Kyla, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was when the brothers were bowing down before Joseph because his dream did come true and God has a plan.
And my favorite part is the end, when God's plan all comes together. So all these bad things happened to Joseph. He got put into slavery, he got put into prison for something he didn't even do. But yet God used those bad things to put him in a good position where he could feed all those hungry people. And I really like at the end how Joseph forgave his brothers. So he kept his faith in God's plan. He never doubted God. Just like when we have bad times in our lives, we're supposed to keep our faith that God has a plan for us too.